So why are you protesting here today? What's happening with the circus here?
I just protesting against animal cruelty in general, but as regards the animals. The circus is very, very cruel. They don't deserve to be chained, trucks, taught tricks, taught tricks through the use of bull hooks, whips, starvation. They're not in their natural environment, and they belong in the wild. That's it.
Fair enough. And I was hearing and I was talking to people around, and I was hearing that yesterday an elephant came out into Gorey, and that there was like a lump on its leg or something.
Yeah, I heard about that. No, I don't know what that is, and I've seen it myself. They said it's like a wart.
Yeah.
And it could very well be.
Could be.
But it could also be something else as well, so it could be a tumour or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't. They said rain was wet, I wouldn't believe them.
And I was also hearing, now this is just what I've heard,
yeah.
that this crowd were kicked out of another country for animal cruelty or something?
They were kicked out for beating protesters to a pulp, also for beating police to a pulp.
Where did you hear of this?
Switzerland. It's actually it's on record. You can Google it.
Oh, okay.
But it is on record, and they were kicked out basically. Yeah.
So where does this come from originally? Or is it just...
They're born in Germany.
Germany.
But they've been touring in the Netherlands for the last 10 years.
Okay.
And the Netherlands has now banned animal act circuses. So they can't stay there.
What's the progress as regards animals in circus in Ireland? Do you think the laws are behind?
Completely, yeah, it's completely inadequate, and we're fighting. What we're trying to do is get each town in Ireland to introduce a ban on animal act circuses in public land. And once the government sees that the whole country doesn't want this, we're hoping that they will introduce a whole nationwide ban.
Okay.
There's 18 countries in the world that have a ban. 18 countries in the world have the ban, and 12 local authorities in Ireland have the ban.
Alright, and what are some of the countries that have the ban?
Oh jeez, I can't name them.
Oh no, that's grand.
Bosnia, Croatia, Hawaii, the Netherlands. Oh, I can't hear.
No, fair enough. Yeah. No, that was just something.
Wales.
So why are you protesting here today?
I don't think it's any point in being cruel to animals. We don't need to be cruel to animals anymore by keeping them in these inhumane conditions, travelling them unnecessarily. You can look at them on TV in HD. Have you ever seen the nature channels when they have them on HD?
Yeah.
You can see every little detail on them much better than you can see them in the middle of a ring being whipped by cruel people coming over here. The Irish people don't do this. It's only people from other countries that are coming over here and subjecting our children, who don't know any better a lot of the time, to go in and see these barbaric practices happening.
Yeah, I suppose like the kids don't know that like animals aren't supposed to. Yeah, you know, they don't know that it's not natural for them to be jumping through hoops and all.
Natural, and whatever about 40 years ago when these animals were taken out of the wild, that your woman Nadia said on Joe Duffy yesterday, they've had them for 40 years. If human beings work for 40 years, at least they get to retire. What do these animals have to look forward to?
Yeah.
They stayed locked up in a small little cage in chains. Even on Paddy's Day we were here and we saw your man in charge of the elephants with one of those hook things, and they put the hook in behind the ear and they pulled the elephant like that.
Really?
After 40 years, you think the elephant would know a bit better. Well, obviously these lads decide that they don't want to take the risk, and they're going to take out their hooks and everything like that. Chains, stun guns, all this sort of thing. You know? Real big men, like, you know, big men treating animals like that. So we're just here to raise a little bit of awareness to say to people, and to be honest with you, I don't know how they're going to stay here because no one's going in.
Isn't it?
Nobody's going in.
Do you think everyone knows now, basically?
People know. I mean, I think a lot of the time, look, when I was a kid myself, I was brought to the circus and there was elephants and that sort of thing. It's exciting, but we only had RTE 1 and 2 back then. You didn't have all these nature programs, didn't have outlets to see. And I'm sure even back then, if someone had said, here, hang on a minute, do you not think that they should be in the jungle and not over here? You question yourself and you say, so that's all we're doing. We're all people that have just kind of a little bit more enlightened and awakened to the fact that this is going on.
Yeah.
And anyone that passes by and says, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're doing this. Jesus, yeah, you're right to do that, because it is right. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know the council don't let any animals in circuses on their own land.
Do they not?
That's illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only in
Didn't know
private
that.
land.
Since the 70s that they were
Really?
allowed to have animals.
Any of the Irish circuses.
But do you know something about these? The Irish circuses come here, Duffy's and Fosses and all that, and I've noticed they're all old bangles and all that. You want to see all
Oh yeah. These are driving around in the creme de la creme, popping around.
Mercs and everything,
They
yeah.
have so few people coming in
It's
here.
amazing,
They have
isn't it?
70 animals, 25 trucks.
70 animals?
Yeah.
70 animals.
Living in 2
Llamas,
metre by
sea
2.5
lions.
metre cages, being transported all over the world.
Disgraceful, isn't it? Disgraceful.
And I was hearing that when I was talking to Kira over there, she was saying that they were kicked out of a couple of countries in Europe.
Out of the Netherlands. The Netherlands have banned the
Where
practice.
they're from.
Are they
But they're,
from the
they're
Netherlands?
from
German
Holland
and
and
they've been kicked out of there for cruelty to animals. So,
Yeah.
and we allowed them in here.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very bad.
Another example of our fine government at work here.
But at least there's not hardly anyone going into it, be a financial flux.
Yeah.
No one going in, and they've been kicked out of all the other places in Ireland they've been so far.
Yeah.
There's been people protesting and everything like that, you know. So, I think we're...
Going into today's
No, not too many at all. Not too many at all.
So why are you protesting here today?
Because I believe that in this day and age we shouldn't be putting animals in circus acts and using them and treating them cruelly.
And do you think enough people know at the moment what is happening in the circus here, or do you think it's kind of people are not clued into it?
I don't think there are people who are clued into it, but I think there's enough people who are ignorant of the facts of how these animals come to be trained. You know, it's when they're taken away from their mothers at a young age and beaten into submission. I mean, there's no life or heart in poor animals. They should be in wild and where they're meant to be.
Yeah. And is it true? I often hear that they can use tranquilizers or something in these kind of circuses. Like I remember, this is just an anecdote, but I remember hearing years ago of some circus, and a tiger escaped, and the tiger was so drugged up that it was just walking around listlessly. Like that's not a natural state for an animal to be in, is it?
No, it's definitely not the way they should be. And according to reports around here, the elephants that were brought down the street here looked as if they'd been subdued by some kind of drug or something like that, and they looked terrible. They looked so sad, and it was awful.
And there was I was hearing that there was a lump or something on an elephant's leg that was walking around now. No, we don't know exactly what it could be, but it doesn't look good, does it?
Well, when they're putting chains and they're shackled like that, you know, they're going to end up with wounds and damage to their legs.
As I was saying to others who have been asking, they've been kicked out of a couple of countries, haven't they? This particular circus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely dreadful to think that Ireland allowed this kind of thing to actually come into the country. You know, we should have a blanket ban on all circuses that use animals as acts to entertain people. It's just wrong. It's so wrong to say.
And I remember there was ages ago. There was a horrible video going around Facebook, and it was of a circus in India, and they actually shot an elephant to death. I can't remember exactly where it came from, but it was very horrible. That just goes to show what a lot of these they're regarding animals with almost like they're not
worth anything.
they're still living beings, you know.
Absolutely, and they're being treated like a commodity, you know. We can't treat animals like that. They should be cared for. You know, we have to look after this planet. We have to look after the animals that are in it, and you can't hand this down to the next generation thinking that's okay to go to a circus and watch animals being treated in such a way. I think we need more education probably in schools, you know, and hopefully in light of this and the coverage that's been in the media, that maybe they will cover this kind of thing in schools and teach children that, you know, even though maybe their parents have a different view, that we can teach children at school that it's not right to do this.
Okay, so why are you protesting here today? What's happening?
Well, the main reason that I'm here protesting is I don't agree with somebody using an animal for revenue. That's basically an animal that's helpless, doesn't have a say, it's locked up in travelling units, and then they're basically going, like my kind of view on it is that they're going from one kind of town to another town, so all they see is whatever site that they live in. They don't get to see the land, they don't get to be free, like we have our choice, they don't have a choice. So that's my view.
Okay. And how exactly are the animals been treated? I've been hearing things about bell hooks and an elephant escaping with like that, with like a lump on its leg and all this kind of stuff.
Well, they use bullhooks. Like there was an elephant there on Thursday. It had a wound on its head from the bullhook as well. Like they're badly mistreated. You can see where the chains have been on their feet. It's absolutely horrendous. The elephants were badly depressed.
And this is like they've been kicked out of a couple of the European countries for this, have they? From what I've been hearing from others, like they've been kicked out of the Netherlands and
and they're banned. They're actually banned from their own country. Like circuses in general are banned from their own country. And I really think that Ireland really needs to step up as well and actually ban the use of animals for other people's entertainment in our country. And you can only kind of do it. You can only start with the battles in your own country. One step at a time. And I suppose that's why I'm here today, is because you can only fight one battle at a time. And I'm just trying to kind of show people that it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's actually wrong. Genuinely, like it's totally wrong to have an animal locked up that they don't have a say, and to entertain people. Humans, they're if we could get rid of all the humans, the world would be a better place. Bye.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Thanks for that. Bye bye.